Yeah, I'm gonna make this last little video post for this evening. Sorry if some of my videos start off like that, but it is what it is. Um, Me as being a single father, realizing what single mothers go through, but also understanding and seeing that the system is somewhat biased. I never had any help with my son as far as, daycare and all that stuff. He's 11 now. But think about the amount of money that I had to lose because my son was 13 months. So I had to put him in daycare and still try to work. But I was paying full cost. I didn't have a voucher. Daycare was $780 a month. Blue Cross and Blue Shield was $450. Then I went to Cigna, $70. Then when I started my own business, of course, I wasn't making the same amount of money I was making at my regular job, but I had, more resources to keep to myself after taxes. And I still pay my taxes every year. I still do on my business. But think about the amount of money these single mothers get when they get housing that they told me I didn't qualify for. The amount of money I spent before my son was 8, he's 11 now. I had spent $220,000 out of my savings. And then when people realized I had a certain amount of money saved up, they started finding a way to steal it from me. I never had any cash apps to any of my accounts. Never. And then people constantly were getting my name and my father's name mixed up, not forgetting I'm not a junior. I have a middle name for a reason. But on certain documents, people were getting those mixed up, and I think the banks were messing up with a lot of my money. Because me and my dad at one time we had accounts at the credit unions and local government. People were trying to frame me and make me look bad. And people were stealing from me to make themselves look better. And that hurts. That hurts. And when you call and you try to reach out to certain people, and it's like they block what you're trying to do and accomplish, and they get on the phone, they call my father instead. That's wrong. But in due time, people will eventually see and they will know the truth, because God sits high and he's low. I pray and I make sure I've always been there for my son. But for people to steal money from my accounts, and especially the little money that my mother left for me after she passed, I was trying to run my business the best I could with the time I had available. And for people to come along and steal the rest of my money and try to make me out to look like a bad person and make themselves look better, the wrath of God is far worse than anything or that anybody can do in the flesh. Touch not my anointed, cause my prophets no harm. And when people try to rise up against a child of God, they need to go back and read Ephesians chapter 6, verse 14 through 20 as well. Read that. And they'll see that, hey, no matter how good of a person is when it comes down to being a Bible scholar, the presence of the Holy Spirit is always going to surpass that. And then go read Psalms 109 and see what will happen to a person who tries to rise up and create false accusations against a real child of God who prays. It affects their families. So go read Ephesians chapter 6, verse 14 through 20. And also go read Psalms 109. This thing is real. Strengthen your prayer life. Get into your word. Feed your spirit, man. Feed your natural. Y'all be blessed. Be encouraged.